Our card for today is Toth, and it says Wisdom Time, Writing, and Akashic Records. And a quote in the book, it says, "You have the power to write your own future. Do so with wisdom." And so this is really all about rewriting our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves, about our life, about our experiences, so that we can create a different future. When we are telling the same old stories in the same ways, it's kind of what we just kind of keep living in. And so when we want to look at the past, no matter how negative it is, we can tell that story from a different space. Instead of telling, the story from, more of a victim energy, we can tell it from an energy of the conqueror, the one who, yeah, I experienced this horrible thing and it was really awful, but this is what I learned. And I learned, that I am strong, that I am resilient, and that I can survive anything. So the way that you look at it, the way that you tell the story is profound in how it affects your life, how it creates your experience. And so look at the ways you're telling yourself, stories of your life. How do you think about yourself? How do you think about the things that have happened in your life? What are the stories that you're telling other people? Pay attention to your voice in that. How does it sound? Think about the energy that you are in when you're telling it. Try to feel that out, because that is very key to let you know what kind of space you're operating from, whether it's that fear-based sort of space or whether it's love-based. And when you really pay attention to your thoughts about yourself in those situations, that really tells you, what is it that I do believe about myself? Because if you're telling a story about something, you're like, oh my God, I was so stupid. That's really probably a root of a belief that doesn't need to be there, because it's not true. We all make mistakes. We all have things in our life that we're like, man, I wish I would have handled that differently. But when we come at it differently, when we work to rewrite those stories, we tell it differently. Instead of saying, oh man, I was so stupid, it'd be like, wow, I didn't know what I didn't know then, but now I know, and this is what I learned, and I'm going to do different next time. And so pay attention to those things. Pay attention to how you're telling your stories, how you're thinking about yourself, how you're speaking about yourself, and consider the direction you want to go in. When you want it to be more love-based, when you want it to be different, create that difference. Create that by the tone of voice that you use, the words that you use, because they really are powerful. As kids, we always said, words don't hurt. Yeah, they do. So pay attention, because our words are powerful and how we tell our stories is powerful. So create your future by telling a new story. As it says here, you have the power to write your own future. Do so with wisdom. Take the lessons and leave the rest. You can do this. You got this. Tell a loving story.